the weekend. It's the weekend. Who's got the prime? Who's got the prime? It's just an energy drink. You'll see me talk about a lot on some of my videos, especially on YouTube, because when I see it's good. This one is orange mango. They have about 4 flavors. When I see other people as they're talking and doing things, I want to try it, right? I want to try it, and that's how you sell things, right? And that's how you influence people is by whatever you create, whatever you like, you use it, right? You use it and you talk about it. So a few successful people that have created this are doing really, really well for themselves in the social media and the influencing platforms, right? So I follow success, right? I follow success. Not that I want to copy people on their everyday life, but when it comes to more things like consumable products, what they're driving, where they're traveling, what they're drinking, I'm into it, right? I'm into it because it's success, right? You want success, then you hang around success. Anyhow, I was going to throw a quick chat, right? A quick chat. Sometimes when I'm hearing people about depression, frustration, being tired, I listen, and then I tend to go that way, right? Or I tend to go that way. I want to be around positive, right? You do too, probably. You do too, right? Everybody agree with that? We want to be around positive, but I do want to throw some tips, right? Our community, our friends, our family, we want to throw tips, right? We're observant and we're around people, right? We're humans. We're always going to be around people. We got to be working, right? You got to go shopping. You got families. You got to visit, right? So we throw each other tips and things. Uh, a couple tips that I want to throw out in my community. People there, more people that want to do more, and they're always frustrated, right? They're always depressed. A couple of tips that I follow, in my everyday life. I always talk about wealth and health. And when you talk about wealth, I more talk about creating. You're gonna hear a lot of my videos is like let's create, right? So my two tips, prime. My two tips for the weekend is the people I'm physically saying. I'm not saying everybody. If you're listening, I'm not saying the people that are depressed or frustrated are not creating anything, right? No. What I'm observing is when I see somebody talking about depression or frustration, because that is a touchy subject on some circles, right? Is they're not creating something, right, in their health. They're not creating something in their wealth, right? And when I talk about wealth is something beyond a job, right? And creating can be all sorts of words. So when I say creating doesn't mean like, let's create some money, even though I like to talk about money, right? But when you do everyday things and you do routine, that routine, a big consumption, basically 80% of our life is going to that job, right? Going to that job. And it's the same money, the same task, right? So the boredness are there, right? The frustrations there because well, I'm not making any more money. I'm going to be doing the same thing. The same people most likely are there, right? So it's an everyday process and routine that gets boredness. And when people are bored, we do probably things that we shouldn't be doing in life, right? Probably um, something bad's going to happen when we're bored all the time. Boredness, you start thinking about maybe drugs, alcohol, right? Hanging around the wrong people. That comes with boredness. So what I do, right, is I fulfill myself or fill up my, let's say, week, months, creating, thinking and creating. And people are like, well, what do you mean about that, right? And then I take care of myself, right? Thinking of how better ways to eat. It could be exercise. It could be fulfilling my mind. That's part of health. I want to put in good things in my thoughts, good things in my body, good things what I consume. Excuse me, my throat got to be this prime. So, not to make this a huge video, because I want to touch some people, right? I want to help some people. Is being bored and not doing anything besides working will create your mind thinking that that's all you have to do every day, right? So when I start thinking about creating, is you don't realize because we go to the job and we do what we're told, right? We have certain skills sets for that job. But in every day in our actual lives, you don't realize that you actually have more skills than you think. I'm telling you, you have more skills, traits, character than you think. So you got to get away from everyday things, right? So at some point through the week, you have to think about something that is in the create mode in life. You just have to. And believe me, when you start creating and you start thinking, and creating can just be a thought. You can start thinking by a thought. Hey, listen, I could do this better, right? Hey, listen, I can help that person. Hey, I can make something, right? And as you start thinking about creating something in your life, skills come out, they pop out. And the wealthy people and people that are actually rich that created these companies, they start thinking about just a thought, creating something. Wow, I never thought about it like that, right? And it starts maybe because some of us are not reading enough or watching enough videos to get that out of us that, hey, it could be a simple thought, a dream, a process that you're thinking about at the job or in everyday community and your families, that you can do something better, right? So I think if you were to sit there and you write some things down, hey, I can create this, I can create that, and turn it could be a hobby, right? It could be a sport, right? Being around something in the creating mode, it could be music, right? It could be writing, anything. I don't know what some of my friends or family members, what they like, right? Uh, but the main way that I start creating and I start thinking is I watch a lot, I educate myself, and I go around people that are kind of like minded on creating, right? It could be exercise. I got a better way to exercise, a better way to take care of yourself, right? It could be as simple as that, right? Taking care of my dog. I got some ideas of how to train my dog, right? Um, how to make my dog behave better. How do I get my dog to do this, throw a frisbee, right? It could be around your dog, right? It could be ideas around your job. How do I make people feel more comfortable, right, at the job? How can I get people to work better, work faster, right? All this kind of stuff, right? What I'm trying to get to is, in, two things, is some way, if you can think of beyond, hey, listen, who am I going to hang around today? And going to that job, right? Is some there's something inside you that you like more than work. So start with that, and that's what I do. There's something in me, I'm always talking about firing your boss and postcards because there's something in me, right, that I want to do more than work. There's is a purpose, right? There's something in us as a purpose, and if that purpose will not come out of us, that purpose can't come out of me. That I've been created by God or by my parents, my mom, to come into this earth to do more than just going into a job or an industry, a career, right? So I can survive and pay bills and get food. We all have to do that, right? So I'm very, very observant in with my time, right? With my time, I'm very, very, very protect my time. That wow, sometime today I'm gonna start thinking of these thoughts, and when you start thinking about thoughts, you start writing them, right? And then you start applying on them, right? So you got to start thinking about some thoughts beyond work, right? You got to think of some thoughts that are more in the creative mode of I want to do more than work. When you start thinking like that, ideas pop out, right? Ideas start popping out. Hey, I got to fill my day out more than just work and more than just, hey, I'm going to pick up the phone and go hang out with somebody. I'm going to pick up the phone and go have some drinks, right? That is good. And that's what I seek. If I can go to some like-minded people of somebody doing something, creating something, so that you ever go to somewhere, right? And some people said that to me, that wow, that guy makes sense, right? Every time I'm around that person, right? Every time I'm around that individual, whether it's man or woman, or friend or family member or coworker, every time I'm around that person, right? I just want to keep talking to them and talking with them, right? I almost want I want to get out my notebook and I want to write stuff down, right? I have a few people like that, right? I'm sure you guys do too. Where it's like, dang, I could spend all afternoon with that person. I want to spend more time with that person. And that creates triggers, right? When you go around somebody that's in the creating mode, right? Taking care of themselves, right? Their wealth and their health, and creating something and scheming and saying, God, there's something I want to do beyond work, right? There's something I want to do beyond everyday life. And they have this energy about them, right? That they're going to do they're going to make something in this life better. Whether it's, hey, the way we talk, the way we communicate, right? The way we work, right? The way we travel, the way we cook, anything around our lives, there's creation around that, right? There is creation, right? For me, it's income. So I want to start. I'm being talking about videos 2024. By the way, look at 2024. Some of my videos that I'm going to start creating, making, is about helping you, right? Partner up with the community in a system, right? To be able to basically fire your boss and participate, right, in business, right, community, so where you don't have to work anymore. You can run kind of your own little business from home and eventually, have a lifestyle, right? Anyhow, so I'm creating, right? I'm doing something that is beyond going to a job or waking up, right? And well, I got to just clean the house, right? I'm thinking and I'm creating and I'm processing. So only two ways is you got to get your thoughts, right? Beyond, hey, this is what I'm going to do every day is go to work, right? Start in your ideas. You got to start writing your ideas, and you got to start understanding there's a purpose more than God created you, right, and me, more than just to go and work and create an income so we can survive and then die, right? And the second thing is, if you see somebody that is creating already something and they're already successful in something, right? Doesn't mean you're gonna go and think you're gonna join, right? Or like exactly what they're doing, but the energy, come on, you got to get this. The energy will take something out of you, right? Are you getting? Come on, are you getting this? If somebody's creating something, right? Let me start over again. Somebody's creating something. Somebody's doing something real active to either better the world, community, right? Themselves, and you're around that, is going to spark something that you're probably already thinking about, but you never wrote it down, you never acted on it, right? And that can be a trickle, right? Like a little spark that you need. So that's why a lot of the frustration comes, like the beginning of my video, is the frustration of you're depressed. Really, we're not really depressed. We're not born depressed, but you get into this mode of everyday routine, right? That this is what I'm meant to do. That I don't have any special skills or traits to go do something, right? And when you start doing something, creating, and it gets into the, hey, now I'm sharing it with people, right? Now I'm helping people, and income comes out of an idea. Your ideas might not ever get into an income mode or into a business, but somebody might take those ideas from you and you could actually partner with somebody, right? But if you try to get your idea into a helpful mode, into a sharing mode, right? Are you getting this? It might turn into an income idea for you or for somebody, right? And that gives you self gratification of, wow, I'm doing more, right? And when you know that you're fulfilling your day of doing more, then the purpose comes out. I know I'm rambling around. Come on. I'm sorry about that, but I'm listening to a lot of people and I'm hanging around people, even in my own family, about being depressed and frustrated, and they're just not creating anything. You don't see a very, very successful person say, well, I never created anything, right? People that have money doesn't mean that they're going to be the happiest, lucky guy, but it's how are they going about it? Is it helping somebody? Are they sharing it? Well, how are their motives, right? And some of the simplest thoughts you get can be the same thoughts as somebody else, but in your own character, your own personality, right? And then you start, right, thinking writing, then you start the creating process. I mean, I have some friends who are like painting, right? And they just create. Later, they're teaching you how to paint, right? I mean, I know this girl that painted these mirrors and really sketchers. How do you call it? Self-portrait portraits, sketches on her own style over at when the U.S. Stadium was built, right? Near the executive suites of all, right, ex-players and people in the organization of the Vikings, and she got paid really, really well. But because I liked painting, right? And then she's like, wow. And she educated herself, and then she was helping people, and she was teaching people, and now people are paying her, right? Paying her. So I'm not here to say start a business. I'm here to say, wow, let's create, right? Let's create something, and let's take care of ourselves. Let's wake up and say, well, I'm not just going to that job. and I'm going to fulfill that owner's or that establishment's dreams and create for them, right? We're spending so much time creating for other people and helping their dreams and their whatever they thought of, whatever they started like that. And that's how that establishment came in place, and now you're employed. Now you're employed and you're doing their dreams and their creations, right? How do you think that got started? The way I'm talking, they started with an idea, right? And that means being active. It might not work, right? But be active and fulfill your day creating, doing something real energy and positive, right? I don't know what you like to do. You got to figure out what you like to do first. And those ideas spark into big things, and mostly spark that energy in here where it's going to have that happiness that you need. So that's what I try to do, is fulfill my day with things that are of creating, right? That I might be impactful to somebody and I might share with somebody, right? But the main second part is your creation, your creative ideas sometimes don't spark out. You don't think you got them in you, but I have a lot of smart, creative people around me. It's like, oh, you're so smart. You're so smart, you know? I'm not just trying to pump you up. But God, you got some good ideas, and I steal those ideas. But and really, in reality, they should be using their own ideas, right? And how I spark me is by being around, I say that boss circle, but the creative circle about somebody else with high energy and is going somewhere and is making things and creating things. They have really good ideas and thoughtful ideas, right? And it helps my life so much better in my personal life and relationship with my kids, at the careers and jobs I've had, and now me and my future endeavor creating. I've done business, traditional business. Some of you have known me. I've done gas stations and I've had restaurants, but now I'm trying to do more home base so I can be with my family. But that energy comes from other energy I see. So then my ideas, boom, sparks. I hope I'm getting to some people, right? I hope I'm getting to some people. It is the weekend. Guess what? I'm done with that. And I start with this. Come on, I want people to be creative, right? To be excited for the new year, right? And if I might work with you, I've hired some people that are on my following, right? And I see them so smart. I might call you, right? Creative people, hang out with creative people, and we help each other. Let's say I want to make some T-shirts, right? And I've been asking people, hey, who designs? I'm going to do these postcards so I can create some systems, some fun things we can do from home that are simple, that create income, right? But I'm looking for resources. I'm looking for other people that create, right? I'm looking for other creative, like-minded people, because I don't know everything. I mean, you don't know everything, right? So that also, right, helps, right? That also helps. You being creative, now I want to create something, finding people that are also creative, and your creative ideas is going to help somebody start something. It doesn't have to be income. I'm just throwing it together. And believe me, you're going to help some people on things they don't know, and they're going to help you on some things you don't know. You want to make some hats, right? I'm always wearing hats. You want to make some hats? You might be the guy that owns the machine, right? You might be the guy that knows how to do the design. But then somebody has to sketch them together. So anyhow, Very, very simple ideas that I'm trying to say is you will feel better, you will wake up better, right? Your relationship, your job, because when I'm at my job, my career, I manage a very $1 million business, a high $1 million business that we're helping some people in the dialysis business have kidney problems. So we make all these products, right? And we ship them all over the world, but I'm helping that owner and I'm creating ideas, making better processes. But guess what? I'm feeling good entering that job because I know I'm exiting that job one day. I'm exiting that job. I've exited companies before to do my own thing. Doesn't mean you have to, but I feel good that I'm creating, I'm having ideas. Um, 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 I know the future for me is beyond that job. And when I go to that job knowing I'm creating, I'm studying, I'm sharing ideas with people, that job is not a pain in the butt. That job I know is not going to have me locked up for years. That job I know, hey, listen, if they can't create the income that I have, I'm creating some outside. I have something better outside, right? And it's only going to come with you, right? Deciding that you have more inside, you start writing them down and start planning and doing something beyond, hey, I'm going to go hang out with people and I'm going to go to work. Hang out with people, hang out and go to work, and then hang around with other creative, like-minded people, right? And things will happen in 2024. All right, salute. Salute is the weekend. I'm going to go create. What are you going to create, right? What are you going to create? Maybe we'll work together one time, right? In the future. Maybe we'll work together on something, right? I'll help you. I'll help you. Or you can help me. All right. All right, together. Let's win together. Catch you tomorrow.